asking. She also sleeps on my bed, and that, if you ask me, is a bit too intimate for any flatmate. If I could, I'd get brain surgery to completely remove my brain from my skull. Then she could live in a jar on my desk, all pickled and cute, and I could be happy for once. You can't just put me in a jar on your desk, you'd die. And I know you don't want to die, because every time I tell you we're going to die, you tell me we're not, we're fine. Which is weird, because you literally just admitted that you are going to die eventually. The thing is, Brain has been there with me through everything. They're usually messing things up. She's always putting me down, finding the negatives and causing mischief to make me look like an idiot in public settings. And because of this, I have had to change my doctor, dentist, and hairdresser. I simply cannot endure the embarrassment of going back to these places. Perhaps you have a brain like this too, so you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then this book is going to be truly eye-opening. Welcome to the world of Overthinkers. This book is all about my journey with my very stressful, chatty brain, as we've learned to navigate life together. My hope is that by reading it, you may recognise some things about your brain too. It might even help you feel like you're normal. Maybe one day we can all work together as people and brains to create a better world for everyone. Ugh, that was a disgustingly cringeworthy thing to say. Please take my name out of the title, I don't want to be associated with that. In fact, maybe you shouldn't write this book after all. Too late, I'm already doing it. Me versus intrusive thoughts. I've always enjoyed spectating a little drama. My perfect evening's entertainment would look something like this. Act 1. An argument between a couple at a restaurant when you know the guy is messed up really badly and the girl has him sussed. Act 2. An altercation at a local pub when the customer has to be right. The bar staff aren't paid enough to put up with the complaints and don't give in. Act 3. A full-on fistfight on the bus between a teen who is loudly playing a game on his phone and a woman who thinks that public transport should be a location for silent meditation. Drama in my own life, however. No thanks, my friend. That is not for me. That's not to say I'm not the main character in my own existence. As a teenager, I would walk around my house playing up to the imaginary cameras on my imaginary reality TV show, Hanging in the House with Hayley. I talk through my incredibly basic and painfully average makeup routine like a blogger, and cook dinner as though my legions of fans were following along at home. Sometimes I'd even start to worry that my crush might be watching my imaginary output and load the dishwasher even more seductively than usual. Oops. Did I just slut drop to get that detergent tab? That was for you, Nathan. I first realised that I'm the main character because of what I initially called the voiceover. Every day from morning to night, I would hear a voice that didn't belong to me narrating my every move. I was living inside my own personal movie trailer, but I didn't feel like a star. The first time it happened, I was 6 years old. I'd been watching a lot of that particularly sad era of Disney films that seemed to hinge mostly on small animals' parents dying. Why did anyone think those were a good idea? Was that supposed to be how parents taught their kids about death? Pretty traumatising if you ask me. I still mourn the loss of Bambi's mum. Spoiler alert. One night, just as I was slipping off to sleep, I suddenly heard the voiceover, clear as day, whisper in my ear. Imagine if your parents died. Where did that come from? I didn't know. It wasn't my voice, nor my mum's, nor Dad's. And it wasn't the voice of any of the Disney characters I'd seen. I'd never had a thought like that before. Until that moment, my parents dying wasn't something I'd ever considered. I cried myself to sleep, unable to imagine a world without my parents in it. As I got older, the voiceover became a constant feature in my life. From the moment I woke up to the moment I fell asleep, I'd hear it, describing my day, asking me questions, and giving me new, often terrifying things to think about. Around my 15th birthday, I got my first ever job as a waitress. Mostly the voiceover would be quiet at work as I got on with routine, mundane tasks. It was on a normal Saturday, as I was carrying some glasses to a customer, that I suddenly heard her say, "Imagine if you tripped over now and landed face first in a pile of smashed up glass." For the first time, I felt strongly that she was describing something that was actually about to happen. Some kind of premonition. Voiceovers have a big job in films. They set the scene, they explain everything that happened before the very moment we enter into it, and of course, they also introduce vital information about the main character. Perhaps even